I will take it back away. We're going to move on. We have a guest that's been on the show multiple times. We love when this guest is on our show. So we're going to welcome on to this episode here. And that is President of Business Operations, Mr. Dan Rutstein. Dan, welcome back to the show. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. First of all, apologies that I am sort of in the dark. Not intentional. I am in my car. I didn't quite make it home from work, so it's been a busy week getting ready for the pre-season. So I'm in the car, and it's dark. So
Hey,
apologies.
I was I was gonna say you have excuses. This is like crunch time for the team getting prepared for the season, which I know a lot of the Orange County fans are getting excited about. What are you looking at from your end on the business side of things, and just sort of the way the club's getting prepared for this? How excited are you heading into 2025 with this team, both on and off the pitch?
So before I answer that question, can I ask you how excited you are?
I'm excited. I'll be honest right now. I mean, we just did our sort of predictions of how this team will finish the season. I went with the team being number one at the end of the season in the West. These other guys were a little bit more not as positive, but they all put them at least in the playoff hunt. Larry, you sounded like you were ready to answer the question as well.
Dan, you know me. I'm always excited and ready to go. I love this team. I love the atmosphere in the stadium. I love the things that you do and the team that Pete and James put out on the field. The product that we get. What is there to possibly not be excited about? Of course, you being in your car, I am a little bit disappointed because I can't ask you the question. What are we drinking tonight? At least I
Yeah,
shouldn't be able
very
to ask
good.
you that question.
No, absolutely nothing. But at some point, relatively soon, there'll be something very exciting to talk about from the whiskey point of view.
I like
Um,
whiskey.
so just quick one before I actually answer your question. I hope you don't think I'm being deliberately evasive. Is the sound? I've got some weird echo thing, but can you hear me normally?
Yeah,
We
no,
can hear
we
you
can hear you
fine.
fine, Dan.
Okay, cool. All right, good. Well, now I'll start talking properly now. So I'm excited about three things. So first of all, on the field, obviously, absolutely nothing to do with me. It's Pete and it's obviously Coach Danny Stone, and we've assembled quite a nice group of new players. We've obviously retained some of our favourites, and Larry, you've been to more pre-season games than I have, but we're not unhappy with the team we have assembled. So, congratulations to my colleagues who do that sort of thing, and I think there'll be something very exciting for the fans to get behind. I don't make predictions, obviously, but it is exciting. And on the on the playing side, obviously, there's some very normal things. We have the league. We hope to get into the playoffs. We love playoffs. But there's also the Jägermeister Cup, which is, I'm hoping, as successful as the NBA play-in tournament or in-season tournament has been in terms of creating excitement. So there'll be some different things. And obviously, as always, I love an Open Cup run, and hopefully we'll have one this year. So there's all the football stuff. On the non-football stuff, so hopefully you've seen some of the announcements about what we're doing differently around the stadium. There is the new way we have taken apart the area formerly known as the GA, which will be a combination of the supporters section, the Michelob Ultra Goal Zone, and the new family-friendly Gnarlyville section. So there's a few things around the stadiums we're changing, but this is the most obvious one. Um, and it's about, I guess, I think our slogan is our game your way or your game your way. It's about finding people's niches and where they want to watch it. Do they want to be with the fanatic fans who know the songs and beat the drums and are the heartbeat of the crowd? Do you want to be in the fun, exciting, possibly a little bit boozy Michelob Ultra Gold Zone with some surprises to come there. And then we've got the family-friendly Gnarlyville with, and who knows if this is going to work, but I'm very excited for it. The first 3 rows will be children only, which will be fascinating to see how that plays out. And then I think the third thing is, and we're not quite there with the announcement, so I can't say everything, but some of the food and drink as part of the broader fan experience will be different and potentially a little bit. We have to be. How do I say this? I don't want to give too much away, but fans might have to be a little bit careful with a couple of the new food items. But we are transforming some of that, and I think we're just trying to build that fan experience. So if you're not obsessed with what's happening on the field, at least you can have something interesting to eat and drink on the side. And so that's the sort of broad picture. Great on the field, interesting at the busy end of the stadium, and a slightly different culinary food and drink experience.
Let me ask you this, and then I'll let my fellow co-host ask some questions. Apparently, you talked about Gnarlyville. Gnarly's gone missing. A, how do you guys let that happen? And B, what are you guys doing to try and locate him? Or it, I guess. It is the proper pronoun to use.
Yeah, thank you. Or they. So, a great question. I don't know where Gnarly's gone. I'm slightly irritated that he's gone missing at this vital time of the year. I very much hope they will return in time for the pre-season game on Friday, and we've got our gala on Saturday as well. And I just hope that they are well and safe and will be back to entertain our children for the season.
All right, I'll hand it off to whoever of my team that wants to ask the next question. Go for it.
Dan, because Larry doesn't get to ask you about whiskey, I'm going to jump in here. Marches to the match are happening again this year. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that and what's going on at the layover on match days?
Yeah, great question. So we're still working through some of the details. The plan is to, at least for the first game, to do the march to the match. I think it was a really nice atmosphere. I think that, 200 fans walking down the timeline with the smoke bombs and all that sort of stuff. It was fun for them, it's fun for us, and surprising and maybe fun for the random people in the park at the time. We still have an issue as a club, and I'm preaching to the choir here, but not enough people know about us. So everyone who comes broadly loves it. We want more people to come, and there are people who literally live in that park and spend their time in that park who don't know about us. And the March to the Match is a great way of trying to change some of that and just begin that tradition and get people excited to start the games. So it's something I want to see happen again.
That's all from me, Dan, but I look forward to seeing it.
Can I ask a question again, if I may? So the changes around the area formerly known as the GA, do you have views? Do you want to share them with me? I'm not easily offended. You excited? Do you not understand it? I'd love to hear. Do you even
I'll
care?
jump in really quick, Dan. I'll jump in really quick. My only concern when you're reading off how that's going to work, knowing sort of the layout of that area, is you have supporters, you have the beer garden or beer section, and then you have the kids section. Is there going to be some like beer splashes that are going to hit the kids? You need to have like this zone, you will potentially get wet in this zone or something like that? Or how are we I haven't seen anything or know anything about the layout. How are you making sure the kids section is kid friendly as opposed to where Michelob is hanging out and you're not getting any splash into the kid zone?
Yeah, no, it's an entirely good question. I mean, to be fair, my understanding of how the Michelob Ultra Gold Zone will work is people will actually drink the beer rather than just sort of throw it up in the air. But I mean, you do you. You've seen our prices. But no, you do what you need to do. I shouldn't have said that. But uh, like everything, the sections are not that far apart. But you go to a stadium and you have to sort of delineate and differentiate between sections. So if we get the branding right and some of the messaging right, and I think people buy into the culture, there'll be enough space between that the poor children are protected.
I was gonna say maybe you have to set it up like you have the away section at the English football matches where you have the all the stewards blocking and making sure there's no interaction between the two zones. But maybe it doesn't get to that point. Hopefully it doesn't, right? Um,
Oh, look, I mean, we're still a small club and we're all friendly and it's all nice. And in some ways, the whole stadium is a Gnarlyville because people feel very comfortable bringing their kids, leaving their kids. But we just thought it'd be nice to have a family section. As you know, I copy a lot of things from the beloved AFC Wimbledon. And when I was a kid, I was in what we call the family enclosure, which enclosure seems like a weird name looking back, but that's what it was called. And we sat there, and that's where the families go. And in English football, there's a lot more swearing and aggression. So our whole stadium is friendly, but if you want to come and you want to be in a specific family friendly area, Gnarly, assuming we find them, will be most visible there. There will be children's activities and children's food and drink directly behind that area. So it's more family friendly. And look, everyone drinks in every part of the stadium. And the beer fest will still be the beer fest. But the Michelob Ultra Gold Zone, it's just, we're trying a few different things that just help build the club, grow the club, change the club.
Yeah, Dan, you just said that everybody drinks in parts of the stadium. Does that mean that in my part of the stadium where I am during games, can I drink down there?
Your part of the stadium being next to the field.
On the sidelines?
Yeah, probably not, Larry, to be honest.
It won't look good on ESPN if I have a glass and I'm high fiving Zubac when he scores a goal. That's bad. Bad
No,
look.
not on ESPN, FanDuel Sports, or KCAL Plus.
Fine. All right. I'll wait till after the games to have my cocktails. I've actually heard from a couple of friends of mine who go to games on occasion, and they think the idea of the gnarly family friendly zone is pretty cool. And for me and what I do on game days, that would be pretty cool for me to maybe get to interact with kids a little bit up there because they're always, I can always get the kids making noise and they're always asking me for my scarf, which I'm never going to give away. So I love that idea. I think it's going to be a lot of fun having that section. You got 3 rows of just kids making noise and going crazy. I can't see anything bad in that.
No, I hope you're right. I mean, I think, look, the stadium's great and the atmosphere is great. And I hope to see this year more sellouts, noisier crowds, bigger crowds. But we've got to do our part. And some of that is about just trying to push things a bit further and just, I don't know, improve the fan experience.
Awesome. I'll go ahead and ask my question next. Gonna move a little bit away from the team more towards the league. First of all, congratulations. I know that you won't actively admit that you've earned this on your own right, but a couple weeks ago you won a award from the league for front office business excellence award. So I just want to congratulate you there. Also, speaking of the league, we did we did see over the last week and a half, I think it was, the league move towards a League One proposal or Division One proposal. I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Not to put you in a position saying Orange County wants to be there or not be there, just your thoughts on how that played out over in the back scenes with the league.
So let me address the first thing first. Thank you. Um, I won an award, but of all the awards that they were giving out, this was the one which was most obviously for an entire staff. So it was business excellence, but I have a whole team whose job it is to do business. So it was their award. So you had to put a name on it, but it was me, But really, what I describe that award as is best front office in the USL, and that's all of my team, and that's how we've taken it. So it's very exciting. Uh, right. Oh, you wanted to ask about Division One status. Great. Look, obviously, of course, you're going to ask me, and in the way that I do, I will give you the best answer I can given the facts and circumstances. So let's start with this. Very exciting, great initiative, great ambition from the USL. It's a fast growing, increasingly televised league with a high standard of play based on, and you see it in the Open Cup, the difference between the bottom of MLS and top of USL is marginal. So, big step forward from the league, very exciting. Are there lots of unanswered questions? Absolutely. Does it mean promotion relegation? Probably, maybe. It's definitely a step in that direction. And as a club, and I've said this before, under the right circumstances, promotion relegation is exactly where we want to be. At the moment, there's not really promotion relegation, there's just relegation for us. If you're a League One team, it's very exciting, not so much for us. Until sort of prize money changes, Champions League plays, all that stuff, the promotion relegation, we're not there yet. This is a big step forward to making that happen. So we're all for it because we want real football in a real pyramid with real opportunities. Is Orange County Soccer Club going to try and be part of whatever USL Division One's going to look? Maybe. Our stadium's not big enough at the moment. There's all sorts of unanswered questions about what that looks like. They're a Premier League team in England who wouldn't be allowed to play in that because their stadium's not big enough. So there's a lot of thinking and understanding and questioning that's going to need to happen in the next 2 to 3 years. But at first blush, it's exciting, it's innovative, it's ambitious, and we want to know more and we want to be part of whatever the special thing they're building. But there's a lot we don't know yet.
Some thanks, and I'll end on a bright note. I won't get you in trouble, but kids, do they look good? Are they fire?
Oh, you want new kits? I mean, if you want new kits, I think we can probably get some together for you. Yeah, look, I'm not going to give anything away. I'm not going to tell you the colour. I'm not going to tell you the design. I'm not even going to tell you when they're available. But we may or may not have some new kits this year. Are they fire? I don't know. I'm too old to use the expression fire, but I'd buy one. Or
Really
two,
quick, I just want to
or
ask.
three.
You won't tell us a color, but can you just at least confirm that there is a color in the kits?
They are.
You don't have to tell me
Kits.
what color. I just want to make sure they're not like black and white kits, that there's color involved.
I mean, telling you they're black and white would be telling you the colour. I mean, are you saying Juventus don't wear colourful kits?
We're not trying to
It'll be
get you in
worth the
trouble,
wait.
Dan. You don't need to give too much away on that. Larry, did you have another question?
No, well, yeah, actually, I was going to ask Dan, are they from Capelli?
They are not from Capelli. They are from the same company
Just
that
checking.
makes the Greenland national kits, among other teams.
If you don't know Dan, that was a shot at me for my rant against Capelli last season.
I
So
see.
there's that.
It went on for weeks.
So let me do this really quick, Dan, because you're an important person. You're in your car. You couldn't make it home before the show. We're getting close to the end of this. I have a little quick trivia question that I was going to ask the other members of our podcast. But if you want to participate, you're allowed to. It's Orange County Soccer Club based trivia. Do you want to do it or not?
Yes, although I worry that you'll be disappointed about how little I know.
Here we go. And this is open to Dan, Dylan, Larry, Brad. The way you want to answer is you wait for me to ask the question, give the 3 multiple choices, and then you yell out your name. Whoever's name I hear first gets to answer. First question. Before moving to the Danish Superliga in 2023, Milanowski played 2 seasons with Orange County Soccer Club and scored goals. But he was also among the team leaders in assists during his 2 seasons. According to FBref.com, what was his combined goals and assists for his 2 seasons with Orange County? A, 40, B, 44, or C, 46?
Larry.
Call it. Larry, what is it?
46.
Larry gets the point for that one. 1 point for Larry. Question number 2. Orange County SC was founded in 2010. What was the original team name? A, Los Angeles Blues. B, Los Angeles SC. C, Orange County Blues.
Larry.
Dylan.
Oh, Larry first.
Orange County Blues.
That is incorrect. It's open.
Dylan.
It is
Dan.
incorrect.
Dylan.
Definitely-
Dylan, I heard
let's,
Dylan's
let's
name.
give it to Dan because he's here, right?
All right,
I'm here
Dan,
every
what is
week.
it?
No, you go. You said it first.
Tragically, I believe it was the Los Angeles Blues, but
That is
things gotten
correct.
better in the last 14 years.
Point for Dylan. So it's 1 point Dylan, 1 point Larry. Next question. The first professional soccer match at Championship Soccer Stadium on August 15th was a 0-0 draw between OCSC and Tulsa Roughnecks. Who scored the first professional goal at the stadium just 3 days later? A, Jerry Van Ewek, B, Sola Abolaji, or C, Chris Cortez?
Larry.
Dylan.
Larry,
Jerry.
that is wrong. It's open.
Dylan.
Dylan,
Sola.
that is wrong. It's open.
Oh, no.
The other one.
Point
you're
for
so smart.
Dan.
Point for Dan.
Cortez, playing for Phoenix Rising, scored the first ever professional goal at Championship Soccer Stadium. Question 4. There's 5 questions, by the way, so we'll see who wins after this. According to FBref.com, who played the most minutes for Orange County Soccer Club in the 2019 season? A, Darwin Jones, B, Walker Hume, C, Aiden Quinn.
Larry.
Larry,
It's got to be Hall of Famer Aiden Quinn.
that is incorrect. It's open.
Brad.
Brad.
Hume.
Hume is correct. So
What?
everyone has 1 point at this point, I believe. So this is the winning question. At the time of his signing with Orange County Soccer Club in 2019, 14-year-old Francis Jacobs was the youngest ever U.S. player to sign a professional contract in the U.S. How many total minutes did he play for OCSC? A, 45, B, 65, C, 85.
Larry.
Larry,
I'm just going to go first every time. 65.
that is incorrect. It's open for the other.
Brad.
Brad.
45.
That is incorrect.
Dan. The other
Dan.
one.
Dan is correct. Dan is the winner of our first ever Orange County Soccer Club trivia. Congratulations on that, Dan. Do you have any message or winning speech that you want to give?
I mean, look, it's an honour to win this award. I want to thank my parents. I want to thank Larry for getting all the answers wrong first. But no, look, I will give a message. You love a message from me, so I will say, I'll do my usual. Thank you for all your support last season. Thank you in advance for your support this season. We strive as a club to do more on and off the field, to win awards, to win trophies, to make it special. I can't guarantee we'll win a championship. I can't guarantee that every game will be a sellout, but I can guarantee thousands of people will be able to make thousands of memories with their friends, with their families, and with their fellow supporters at the memory-making Championship Soccer Stadium. So thank you, and we look forward to seeing you at our games.
We look forward to it too, Dan. Once again, everyone, Dan Rutstein, President of Business Operations for your Orange County Soccer Club. Dan, as always, thank you, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Super. Thank you.
See you
Get home
Friday.
safe, sir.